welcome back to Math Maria. Again, I'm not an expert, I'm not a financial counselor. However, I have learned so much just by falling and getting up with my finances and just searching and finding information. And when we're talking about finances, definitely we need to learn a lot about credit cards. We do need credit if we're not wealthy so that we can just pay cash for everything. In the area where I live, I know that they look at credit even for living or renting a space. For buying a house, you need to build good credit. In Spanish, we say arma de doble filo. It just means that just as it can help you, it can affect you so much. And so one of the things that I see with credit cards is that a lot of people misuse them. And if a bank is going to lend you money, they want to see that you don't live out of your credit, that you're using it appropriately, that you're working with it, that you know how to manage your credit. And here you're going to learn how to use credit, how to work with it so that your score builds, and why do you need it? Why is it important that we build a credit score, and how to do that? So I was trying to buy a house. I went to the bank and I wanted to see the requirements, and I'll do another video with all the requirements. I want to show my credit card. So what they recommended in the bank is that you at least have 3 credit cards. These are my credit cards. Okay, you have 3 credit cards. They also told me that all 3 of them have to be active. You can have more, but at least 3 of them have to be active. Okay, so that's why they recommend it. And so I started investigating, how can you build your credit score? How can it go up? And so what you need to do is have your account in each one of these 3 credit cards less than 30%. I mean, you don't have to go all the way to 30%. I'm just saying that sometimes if you have, let's say, $1,000 in this one, sometimes we go above the 500. And that's already bad because it's 50%. A person was using 300 and then paid it off 1 week later, and then used another 300 within the same month, paid it off, and then used another 300 and paid it off. Within a month, that amount that she uses, that still counts as during the month you use 90%, and that doesn't help your credit score. Okay, then let's say that in this one you have 10,000. That means that you can use no more than 3,000 in the entire month. Even if you pay within the month several times, make sure that you don't use it for more than 3,000. So it's only 30% or less. What I recommend, and that will help your score grow faster and higher, is for you to use 10% only, if possible. Okay, so that's one of the things that you need to do with credit card. Make sure that you have about 3 if you want your credit score to grow, and you want to use it to buy a house or to rent a house. Your score will grow if you use 30% or less. But I recommend 10. In the previous video, we learned to create a budget. So with these 3 credit cards, you're going to buy things that are within your budget. For example, make sure that one of the credit cards is for gas only. That way you won't be spending more than what you need on that credit card. For the other one, I have 2 automated payments. I have one that is for my cell phones, and the other one is that's for when I die. Okay, so those are specifically, you're using it, then at the end of the month you pay it. That's part of my budget, so I need to make sure that at the end of the month I pay it. I'm not paying interest. I'm not giving my money to rich people. And the third one, this is the one that we need to be careful and control ourselves, is the one that is for fun, for food. Okay, you want to make sure that you stay to your budget, that if once you reach the limit, then you're going to stop buying. Be careful once you're working with having fun, buying food, buying clothes. So those are the things that you're going to buy with your third, but it has to be within your budget. If you want to, you can include in your budget $100 and you put it aside for clothes or for fun things that you enjoy, because you deserve it. But make sure that you stay within those $100 or maybe even 50 or 20 and put them together each month until you reach your goal of getting that. Again, I'm going to do more videos related to that, but there are 2 other videos that I want to do related to credit cards. One of them is analyzing your bill, how to, instead of paying interest and paying extra money and throwing that money, because when you are paying interest, that money is going into somebody's pocket. You're not using it in exchange for a product. You're not getting anything physically out of it for you. How I avoid it, or paid interest only in things that matter, like the house. And in one of them, I will be talking about how to avoid interest, how to earn points, how to get cash back and never give more, allowing me to have things that I want to buy on somebody else's money. I don't have the money, and because of that, I have that penalty of paying interest, sometimes very high interest. And in one of the 2 videos sequential to this one, I will talk about more of that information. How can you stop paying interest? How can you get out of debt? Now, talking about math, if you're in the positives, that means you have savings. If you're in the negatives, you have debt. We want to be in the positives, okay? So let's apply math so that we can be better financially. And now you have learned how to grow your credit score by using appropriately your 3 credit cards, by limiting yourself to only 10 to 30% on each one of your credit cards, but making sure that you pay them at the end of the month. And if you need a 4th one, that's more to manage, but sometimes it helps to organize, like for gas, the bills that automatically are taken out, fun, and food for the house. Okay, so maybe that'll help you more. Really control yourself and limit yourself to whatever is in your budget. We learned that in the previous lesson. In the previous video. Next, make sure it's only 10 to 30%. The 3rd thing, and this one doesn't let your score grow as fast, but it does allow you to get out of debt faster and not getting into more debt, is paying at the end of the month everything that you have spent, the balance from the previous. We'll learn more about that. And the 4th that I haven't mentioned in here, don't use your credit for something that it's big and unnecessary and that's not planned, for trips, unless you have the money already ready to pay it off. Okay, so don't use it without really planning and thinking and knowing that you're going to pay it at the end of the month ahead of time. That you need to know ahead of time. And again, I have learned so much from my own experience. I don't want to trip on my finances again on the same mistakes that I did in the past. It took me a while, but I've learned and I want to share that with you. I conclude with this, and if you think somebody will benefit from listening to this video, make sure that you share. Please subscribe around here. This will be the link to the entire playlist of more videos with your finances, and around here you will see another video. The next one is also related to credit card, and have fun, but make sure that you limit to your credit card less than 30% and it's within your budget. Bye bye.